Hey everybody, I'm back. I kind of took a little bit of a pause there after Thanksgiving. Had a great Thanksgiving celebration and took a little bit of a long weekend. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday last week. So now it's back to the markets, back to the videos. I want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, but before I get into that, I want to mention that I did send out several emails this morning to MMT Trader subscribers talking about oil and the prospects, the outlook. As you know, tomorrow there will be an OPEC meeting, at which time the subject of an extension of the current output agreement, which is subject to production limits. They're going to be talking about an extension of that agreement, and the entire oil market is focused on that. Yesterday, in what I read, it looked like Russia and Saudi Arabia had made a deal to extend the current agreement, but now it looks like any outcome is possible. But I discussed that in the email, and I discussed the how you should be playing that strategically. Okay, it's very important to know how to play that strategically and what the impact on oil prices will be, because obviously if you are in the oil markets, if you're looking to make money on a trade, and oil prices have an effect on the overall global macro economy. So you need to know that. If you want to get that email, you can just go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com, and sign up for a 30-day free trial for MMT Trader. Okay, go to pitbulleconomics.com and get the 30-day free trial to MMT Trader. It's right there on the homepage. You could just click and sign up for it. By the way, I did send out in the last several weeks, I had some great stock calls. We bought Macy's down around 18. It's up over 21. What else? Seagate Technologies we bought. That had a nice little snapback as well. What else? CVS down around 66. It's up over 71. It was like at 72. So a bunch of stocks that have been doing very, very well have been in the report MMT Trader. So avail yourself of that. Okay? Don't be a self-flagellator. Go to pitbulleconomics.com and sign up for a 30-day free trial, and I will send you the emails from today, which where I have the discussion of what to expect from the OPEC meeting and what will be the outcome and how you should play any eventuality. If we get an extension of the cuts, how you play that. If the extension falls through and they don't have an agreement, how do you play that? I tell you, all right? Now I'm going to segue over to Bitcoin, but I'm going to, my discussion of Bitcoin is kind of just tangentially related to the topic I'm going to talk about, which is a topic that I have discussed many times in the past, and that is the weaponization of the US dollar. If you have been following me, if you have been listening to and watching my videos, you know that the United States, Washington, has increasingly been using the dollar as a weapon, an instrument of foreign policy, and really as a weapon through the use of aggressive sanctions, which effectively shut entire nations out of the global dollar-based transaction and clearing system. The United States government, Washington, has been using this with greater and greater aggressiveness, I should say, and sometimes it has had impacts on some of our allies as well, not just countries we target or countries who we are not happy with in terms of their own policies. But it could spill over into the economic effect. The economic effect can spill over even to some of our allies. And I have argued, first of all, I have argued for a long time that all of those people who were always screaming and worried about the dollar's reserve status going away because we spend too much and we print too much money, that was all bogus and ridiculous. However, I have been on the record many times as saying the dollar will lose its reserve status as a result of our own hand, our own policy having nothing to do with, the amount we spend or anything like that. But the fact that we are two things. One, which has been in the works for some time, we want to become the next China. In other words, we don't want to have the benefit of receiving the product of the labor of other people. In other words, the goods and services, the real assets. We'd rather get the paper money for some reason, which is crazy to me, but we are transforming our economy, and our policies are geared towards pushing the United States economy to become an export economy. You could see that with oil, where for decades it was illegal to export oil, and now we have become a net exporter. Okay, so where is where is our energy independence? Where is cheap oil? We're extracting it and sending it away to the rest of the world for them to consume. It's just it's a joke. I mean, it's comical. So that was number one. We were doing everything to flip the relationship around. We wanted China to be the ones who consume our goods, and we wanted to labor to produce goods and send them away to the rest of the world. And if that's the case, the world doesn't need to accumulate dollars. And you're already starting to see relationships pop up, bilateral relationships. Example, Russia and China, where China is, or Russia is accepting the Chinese currency for payment of oil and that sort of thing, all right? The second thing, which has popped up recently, has been this increased weaponization of the dollar, using the dollar as a weapon, shutting entire countries out of the global dollar-based transaction and clearing system. And I've said, this will rapidly advance the movement towards some alternative payment system, because countries simply cannot take the risk, even if they're innocent and had nothing to do or were not the targets of the sanctions, but still may have experienced a negative economic effect. They can't take that risk. I said it was like the sword of Damocles hanging over their heads. And this is where Bitcoin comes in. Bitcoin is a symptom of the rapid, almost frantic search for an alternative. And that's why you see Bitcoin prices going up and up and up, and they're probably going to continue to go up, because right now that is, kind of like the nascent developing alternative, although I don't think it will end up to be the alternative at the end of the day. Some state currency it might be the Chinese currency, because of the size of its economy and the ability to consume and all its its population and its growing wealth. But Bitcoin and the rise in Bitcoin mirrors the fervent desire on the part of nations now and people to get away from the dollar, to de-dollarize, because of the ongoing and increasing use of the dollar as a weapon, a financial weapon. People want to run away from that. You don't stand in the way of a loaded pistol, all right? You look for cover, you look for safety. So that is what is happening to Bitcoin. Who knows how it'll end up? Most likely for now it'll continue to go up, and it is a reflection of the desire to de-dollarize. All right, so that explains what is happening to Bitcoin. Anyway, a lot more on this, of course. I send out emails all day long. Go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. See you later. Bye-bye.